And we're back, and we need to cool off a second because there's been a lot of Venom here from both of us, and it's actually quite unusual.
But Venom's not enough.
Yeah.
Anti-Venom is going to be showing up. Because, let's see, Venom has run its course over, the last 15 years. What can we do to renew it? You know what? Let's do the opposite of Venom. Anti-Venom. And then we have 15 more years of stories to tell.
Oh, God.
I love you, Dan Slott, but if this was your idea, really?
Dan.
I mean, that last Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man arc, the 2 issues with Marcos Martin doing the art, awesome.
Yeah.
Best story since the initial Dan Slott, Steve McNiven story. All the rest of it was all shit in between.
I only read.
I love you, Dan Slott, but I hope something comes of this Anti-Venom thing because it's just not sitting well with me. But
yeah,
we'll see.
All
Dan
right.
Slott hasn't led us astray yet.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of power over what happens.
I know. He's trying.
He's a good company guy. I give him his props for that, and hopefully by paying his dues, he'll get a chance to break through and get to basically wreck the characters that we all love, like all the other name characters are right now. Name writers are right now.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't think it will. I think can it get any worse than One More Day? Really? I mean, that's.
One More Day, I think, has come and gone. Went as quickly as it came, didn't it? I mean, we don't talk about it anymore. The book isn't as selling like they would hope it would. I think the whole issue of having the rotating artists on the book
that's
is
bad
it's
idea.
A detriment.
No, not only artists. Well, if you count writers as the artists too, but the writers on there, like Dan Slott, is the only good. Like, what's his name? Bob Gale. Oh, dude, that is some awful dialogue and some awful writing. Yeah. And you know what? The guy wrote Back to the Future. That was 1985. It reads like a comic book from 1985 with all the. I mean, it is so bad. Like Zeb Wells, like that Chris Bacalo. I mean, the art was nice, but man, that story was really fucking dragged. Like, the only good stories so far have been the Dan Slott ones. The last 2 issues that he did, and then the first story arc initially. And boy, why can't you just do that book?
I don't know.
I know they say it's a Spidey brain trust to get all these guys in it, but it's like, oh man, there's only one, person that has any decent ideas in there.
Well, we can want to write a Spidey book. We can do it.
Sure, why not?
What the hell? Joe Quesada, I know you've been asking me to do it and again, and I keep saying no, but okay, I'll do it now.
And it can't get any worse.
It can't get any worse.
Really.
I wouldn't do it because I thought I'd suck, but you know what?
But but we have to thank Joe Quesada for setting the bar so low for Spider-Man stories.
You can't limbo under that.
You can't.
But so it came and went. So what are you gonna do? And the X-Men books are with the Messiah Complex. Well, where are they right now? What
I don't
what
know.
even happened with Messiah Complex? I don't even know.
No, there's a Messiah Complex, and then there was
United We Stand or Divided We
That's
Stand.
That's going on now. No, there's a Messiah Complex, and then there was what was the other? There was a book, Messiah Complex, and then there was. See, it's so bad. Like I can't remember.
I know, but
there was another storyline that went through all the books before that one too, and now it's Divided We Fall.
Yeah.
Man, those books are a fucking mess.
And Cyclops X-Force is the covert X-Men team that goes around killing people.
Yeah. Well, they needed another team book for Wolverine to be
in. And then JLA, the new JLA that James Robinson is writing is a JLA team designed to basically get rid of the villains who killed the Martian
But that's
Manhunter.
that's what that's going to be. But they just did that in Justice League Elite. Remember that?
Justice League Elite, yeah.
That's what that was.
Just recycling the same old stuff over
But
and over
X-Men,
again.
though, is recycling way too much bullshit. Like, those comics have... I mean, I thought, like, when I was reading comics and Chris Claremont was writing, and I thought those were convoluted. Fuck, man.
It makes a point.
Those were nothing compared to what's going on now with the X-Books.
There's just a lot of product out right there, and the quality control is suffering for it. They're just trying to put out as much stuff as they can to boost that bottom line. And, I mean, And I don't doubt the sincerity of a lot of those writers and creators that are out there who want to do something interesting and something that they want folks to read. Lord knows that, again, I say facetiously, if Joe Quesada asked us or asked me, to do a Spider-Man book, maybe we jump at it, and chances are it would suck. But it wouldn't mean that we want to make a sucky book. It's just the fact is we can't. There are certain writers who just shouldn't do certain characters.
No, you're right.
But right now,
but we'll see what happens with Uncanny. The only saving grace that's coming up is Matt Fraction is going to be co-writing with Ed Brubaker,
which ought to be interesting. And also, you have Warren Ellis is taking over Astonishing from Joss Whedon, which should also be cool. Because Warren Ellis always seems to take those characters and takes them to another level. Look what he did for Thunderbolts. Which he's leaving now, which is depressing on my. But I mean,
when Thunderbolts came out.
Oh, that's true. Well,
I mean, you had like one issue coming out like every 2 or 3 months, but then you had like all these one shots that Warren Ellis didn't do, coming out like to make up for the fact that book wasn't coming out.
Well, that you kind of have to put on the artists because they Warren Ellis books always seem to have issues with the artists that he pairs with. So but which goes to show that the creating a good comic book is just like doing any sort of good art or any sort of good entertainment. You need a lot of elements in place, and when they are really good, when they finally occur, that's something to really appreciate, because with so many, as I say, so many moving parts in an engine, anything can cause it to break down and be pretty crappy.
You know what I'm hoping for? I'm really hoping that the new Army of Darkness Xena, like the next storyline, I really hope that they can come up with an awesome story.
I'll tell you something right now. The next Army of Darkness Xena, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck.
I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that it's gonna be awesome, like really awesome, because it can't get any worse than it is now.
Because sequels suck.
Sequels do suck.
Sequels suck.
Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skulls.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that.
That's what we're going to talk about next. I'm going to segue into the next segment. We're going to be talking about Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skulls in our next segment, so stay tuned.
That's good.